Hey everyone, today's video we're going to be looking at a late 70s Music Man. This is the 112 RD65. It's been retolexed. We put new corners on it. We put new grill cloth on it. Nathan's in the store today. He's going to talk about it and kind of demo this amp a little bit.
Yeah, these things are really sweet. So these were made after Leo Fender left Fender, so it's kind of like his second take on them. And they're like awesome clean machines, kind of like those like the late Silverface amps. But over here you got your, of course, your high gain and your low gain inputs. So if you're running some hot pickups or some humbuckers, you might want to go into the second input there. And then just kind of like those Fender amps too, you have your bright switch and you also got a deep switch. And then these, I don't want to say they're 2-channel amps, but you have kind of like those Fender amps also, where you have one side over here where you just have your gain and your volume, and then you can use a foot switch to switch over to the second side where you have a second gain and volume, and then you also have your treble, bass, and middle, and then your reverb control on there.
Well, let's hear what it sounds like, a couple of riffs, and then hit that bright switch and let's see if we can hear any difference.
Right on. So that was with the bright switch and the deep switch off, so let's turn this bright switch on.
Okay. Wow, there's a huge difference in that.
And then we'll switch that back off and put the deep switch on. And then we'll put them both up.
Yeah, you can really...
And that was with our, we're going through this channel right now. And that was with the treble, middle, and bass just all the way up, or at 6. It's right at noon. And I think with the bright switch and the deep switch up, with both of them on, you get like a pretty big sound. It sounds super full. It's not thin at all. It's not overwhelmingly deep though.
Takes pedals really well. You know what? I talked to a Phoenix musician, Dan Wexler. He was in a band called Icon. He told me that he recorded, I told him I came across one of these things. He told me he recorded the whole first Icon album on one of these amps.
Right on.
So yeah.
Yeah, they definitely sound awesome. Take pedals real well, yeah. And then we also have some reverb on here. It's not as splashy as the old Fender reverbs can get, but definitely sounds pretty nice.
Let's hear a little of that verb.
So that's with it at 6, and if you really want to crank it up to 10.
What kind of speakers did he put in, or speaker did he put in this thing?
I'm not sure what exact speaker is in there, but
let's flip the amp around and let's see what's on the back of it. Okay, so we're looking at the back of the amp. And look at that speaker. It's got the Music Man tag on it.
So one of the things that really makes this amp unique is that it's the power section is tube driven and the preamp is all solid state. So if you look, you only have two 6L6 GC power tubes in there. There's no preamp tubes. It's all solid state for the preamp. So what's nice about that is that you can get really nice, sparkly, clean sounds at high volumes because your preamp tubes aren't going to be breaking up like they would if it was an actual tube-driven preamp. So you will get some power tube distortion, but that's only once you get it up there real high. Another nice feature is that they have this impedance selector on the back. So when you're just running through the 112 Music Man speaker in there, it's an 8 ohm speaker, so you're just running at 8 ohms. If you want, you can connect another 8 ohm cabinet and you can switch that selector over there to 4 ohms and you wouldn't be harming the transformers at all. Another thing I used to do when I had this amp was I would disconnect this internal speaker and I would just run it through a 4 ohm 215 cabinet, which was nice because you could just select it right there as 4 ohms and you're good to go. So we also have the foot switch in there too, so you could switch for the turn the reverb on and off and switch between those two channels on the front. You can have one set up with a little bit of crunch and the other one clean, and you could switch right back and forth between those. It's an awesome amp.
Yeah, cool, man. Okay, let's spin it back around.
Another awesome feature about these Music Man amps is right here on the standby switch. If it's in the middle position, it's on standby. If you flip it up, you're running at the full 65 watts. And if you flip it to the down position to low, then I think you're only running at 30 or 35 watts. So if you're playing at a buddy's house or at a small gig, and you only need the power of 35 watts, flip it down. If you're playing outdoors or if you got a big gig, then you can flip it up 65.
Then I also see that it has these line in, line out things right on the front of the amp. Makes it easy to get to. So this thing, we put new grill cloth on it. We didn't personally, we had it professionally done. It's got new Tolex on it. It's got new corners on there. But we got a photo of what it used to look like before we refurbished it. So we're going to show you guys that. Yeah, look at this thing, man. It was beat up. The corners was all rusty. Grill cloth was all tore up. But yeah, man, this amp turned out looking good. Let's hear this thing, man. Play a little bit. What do you think?
Killer.
It really does, man. What a nice amp. Nathan, thank you so much for helping me make the video today, man. And hey everybody, thanks for watching, okay? Have a great day. Bye-bye.